Hey guys, it's me Aego here. Hi. Hello. Today I have with me some products from a new brand. They're CORINGCO Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. I've been curious about this brand's product because I've seen it around being advertised online on social media, and I'm happy to finally be able to review them this time. So shall we start the review with the products I have with me today? The products I brought with me are the 4 SHABAM SHABAM eyeshadow bar palettes by CORINGCO Cosmetic. These palettes come in a transparent case that displays the colors of the eyeshadow inside, and there's some shiny drawings on the cases. Each palette consists of a total of 6 daily bases and sparkling point colors that can easily and quickly create various looks even for beginners. The matte shadows apply evenly and vividly on the skin when applied with fingers and creates a softer shadow-like natural shade when applied with a brush. The sparkling pearls with their large pearl particles are mixed with 3 different pearls, creates bright pearls of various colors that apply on moisturizingly and sticks on the skin nicely. The matte shadows apply on without getting clumpy and actually blend smoother than I expected when applied on with my fingers, so they seem to be comfortable to use for beginners. And the colors appear to be stronger when actually applied than how they look in the palette themselves. And as for the sparkling pearls, they apply more vividly and clearly when applied with a finger than when using a brush. So I recommend using your fingers, but if you don't want to use your fingers, I recommend using a silicone brush. So now I'll start the review of each palette. First, number 1 Shining Night palette. This palette consists of the best color combinations from deep and subtle base colors to sparkling pearls shining like stars. This is a palette with an elegant and deep feeling colors. The first shadow, SP01 Beautiful Night, is a sparkling pearl shadow in a variety of gold, silver, and pink pearls. I think it also has a whitish vibe. The second shadow, SP02 Venice Night, is a toned down pink mixed with a bit of reddish matte shadow. The third shadow, SP03 Missing Night, is an apricot matte shadow with pink and rose felling. I think it's great as a base. The fourth shadow, SP04 Your Night, looks like really red, but when actually applied, I think it has more of a pinkish feeling. The fifth shadow, SP05 Dark Night, is a very dark burgundy brown color matte shadow. It feels more reddish when actually applied. The sixth shadow, SP06 Starry Night, is a sparkling pearl shadow with silver pearls on brown color mixed with a bit of orange. Overall, I think this palette seemed to have elegant and atmospheric colors of fireworks bursting in the deep night. I especially think that the fourth color had a stronger and pinkish feeling when applied compared to when just looking at it. Since the colors seem to be a bit grayish and cool, I personally think that this will be a great palette for people with cool tones. Next is the second number 2 Shine Night palette. This palette consists of the best color combinations from base colors that is easy to use as daily to brilliant coral sparkling pearls. This is a palette with lively and bright feeling colors. The first shadow, SP01 Dazzling Night, is a sparkling glitter shadow with gold pearls on an orange base. The clear feeling hits home on this one. The second shadow, SP02 Sleepless Night, is a daily and lovely color with a bit of apricot added to it, which is not too basic. It's great to use as a base. The third shadow, SP03 Bright Night, is a glitter shadow with gold pearls on an orangish brown base. The fourth shadow, SP04 Thrilling Night, is a glitter shadow with gold pearls on a pink coral base. The fifth shadow, SP05 Shy Night, is a pink coral matte shadow. Color-wise, I find it similar to the fourth color but minus the pearls. The sixth shadow, SP06 Strange Night, is a slightly grayish dark brown matte shadow. I think it's a great color to use as a liner. Overall, this seems to have bright and fresh feeling colors, and since last year's color was Living Coral, I think they released this palette by combining the colors with Living Coral colors. I personally thought that the second shadow, Sleepless Night, looks very similar with the first palette's third shadow, Missing Night, but when actually applied, the color from the first palette has a more pinkish feeling. Since the colors of this palette feels warm, I recommend this palette for people with warm tones. Next is the third number 3 Aurora Night palette. This palette consists of the best color combinations from bright base color to shiny sparkling pearls. This is a palette with sentimental yet delicate feeling color. The first shadow, SR01 Sentimental Night, is a pink hologram gold pearl on a transparent beige base. The second shadow, SR02 Pretty Night, is an apricot matte shadow. It's a great color to use as a base. The third shadow, SR03 Aurora Night, is a pink and silver hologram pearl on a transparent rose color. The fourth shadow, SR04 Brilliant Night, is a wine color with gold pearls. When applied, it feels more like a bit reddish brown base color. The fifth shadow, SR05 Blooming Night, is a bright rose color matte shadow mixed with beige. The sixth shadow, SR06 Clumsy Night, is a dry yet grayish pink brown matte shadow. Overall, they were pure, mysterious, and dry colors, so I thought of flowers like cherry blossoms. I also think that this palette can create a lovely feeling makeup. And I personally think that this palette has colors that feels warm yet mute somehow, so I think it'll be great for both warm and cool tones, but since there were grayish colors, I think it'll be better for cool tones. And for the last palette, number 4 Venice Night. This palette consists of the best color combinations from moody base colors to ultimate glitter pearls. This is a palette with colors of the moonlight shattering in the sky. I personally think that this palette has colors that is similar with the third one, so let's take a look at each color. The first shadow, SG01 Moonlight Night, is a gold and silver pearl on an apricot base. The second shadow, SG02 Your Night, looks similar with the third shadow of the second palette, but this one is more toned down. The third shadow, SG03 Rosy Night, is a gold pearl shadow with a pink-red base. The fourth shadow, SG04 Colorful Night, is an orange base with many big and small pearls. The fifth shadow, SG05 Dyed Night, has grayish color than the fifth color of the third palette, and I think there's some shimmery pearls in it as well. The sixth shadow, SG06 Heart Night, is darker and reddish matte shadow. I think it'll be great to use as a liner. Overall, there were the colors that reminded me of the sunset with warm feeling of orange pink. And just like I said, the matte shadows looked very similar with the third palette, but the fourth palette had a deeper and darker colors. It has a warmer feeling than the third palette, so I recommend this palette for people with warm tones. Like this, I've shown all the colors of each palette, and I think that the first palette is similar to the second palette, and the third palette is similar to the fourth palette, but when applied, they each produce a different vibe. All four palettes has very pretty colors, but the glitters were amazing. Even when applied once, they apply moisturizingly and vividly, and they stand out even more under natural light. And since the glitters apply vividly when using the finger, I recommend applying them on with your fingers. And when looking at the colors, I think they'll also be good to use for the eyebrow, shading, and as blushers. I personally liked all the palettes, but I thought that it would have been better if the matte shadows from the second and fourth palette were together, because they're the colors I use often. And the makeup I have on right now is also done with these two palettes, and I really like the color combinations of these two palettes. Have you tried these palettes? Which palette did you like the most? Let me know in the comment. Thank you for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like buttons, and please leave some comments for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!